So today I'm going to show you how to make an amazing chocolate lava cake with ingredients you have at home. Let's begin. First, start by breaking 120 grams of chocolate. This is a Hershey dark chocolate. You'll have to use 120 grams or around 3 bars. When all the chocolate's done, now you have to use 120 grams of butter. Make sure you slice them thin. You don't want thick butter because it's going to be very hard to melt. Now I've put my stove on. I have water in the pot just enough to touch the bottom of the bowl. Now I have to wait until the water boils and then put the bowl on top. Now that the water starts boiling, I'm just going to put the bowl on top of the pot. Now I have to keep stirring because I don't want the chocolate to be overcooked. I just want them to melt to a shiny and thick paste. You can also use a microwave if you don't have a stove. Now the microwave is much harder because you can't see what's going on, unlike the stove. Now, if you're using a microwave, you need to put them in a short burst. You don't want to put them inside for too long because they will become overcooked. Now you can see that the chocolate start to melt. I'm gonna stir faster because I didn't chop the butter fine enough, so they become pretty big lump, and I have to stir faster to melt the butter and not overcook the chocolate. Now the chocolate starts to melt and start to become shiny. You can just put them off the stove. You don't need to care much about the unmolten butter or chocolate. You can just stir them and the heat from the molten chocolate will do the job. Now all the chocolates and butters are melted and there's no pieces left. I'm just gonna add another 120 grams of caster sugar. Now caster sugars are different from normal sugar because they are finer grains, so it's going to be easier for them to melt. Now I'm adding in the sugar and I'm just going to stir until all the sugar dissolves. You have to watch out for big lump of sugar and make sure you crush all of them, or you just have a really sweet part in the cake and some part is unsweetened. Now that almost all of my sugars are melted, I'm just gonna add an egg. Now you need 2 full egg and 2 egg yolks. Now you can separate your eggs by using the eggshell, but that's too hard, so I use a water bottle to suck the egg yolks up. Now we add those in and stir. Now that all the mixture become one and start to get pretty thick, now we're gonna add our last ingredients, which is 30 grams of flour. Sprinkles a little bit more because some got stuck in the bowl. And now we keep on stirring until all the flours are becoming one with the mixture. Make sure you stir all the way because sometimes you have a pocket of flours and that's gonna be pretty untasteful. Now that the mixtures are done, it's time to add them in our mold. Now I have pre-coated this with butter and cocoa powders to prevent them from sticking. Now a good mold for lava cake is the size that can fit nicely in your palm. If you use a bigger mold, the inside is gonna be too uncooked and taste really bad. If you use a smaller mold, it's gonna become all cooked. Now let's add our chocolate in. Okay, now we have all the mixture inside the mold. We have to bake them at 220 degrees Celsius for 12 to 14 minutes. So it can be cakey on the outside and still the lava on the inside. Now our lava cake is done. You can see that the cake is already cooked. By looking on the side, it will become dry and not sticking to the mold anymore. Now, if you don't put it off the oven, it will just become a cake. The inside will be all cooked and it's not going to be lava anymore. Now that our cake is done, it's time to decorate. Now that our cake is out from the mold, we have the chocolate bird's nest that I made few days back. And we have vanilla ice cream. Now chocolate cake is best served with something cold like vanilla ice cream or creme fraiche. And we have our ice off. I'm gonna add some of chocolate feathers. Now these are really fragile, so I have to place this really carefully and try not to break them. And now we have it, a chocolate lava cake with vanilla ice cream decorated with a chocolate nest and chocolate feather.